Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we're going to be looking at the major theories and perspectives on population, and in this video specifically we're going to be looking at the Malthusian theory. In 1798, Thomas Malthus published his views on the effects of population on food supply. His theory has two main parts, where he looks at population growing at a geometric rate, which means that it doubles at regular intervals, and two, food production increases at an arithmetic rate, which is significantly lower than that of which population increases. Now, Thomas Robert Malthus first published an essay on the principle of population in 1798, and in this he argued that population doubles at regular intervals while food supply grows only arithmetically. As a result, we find that unchecked population growth can lead to outstrip resources, which means that our resources will not be able to provide for the population at hand. As such, Malthus proposed that there could be two checks that we could do on population to prevent it from outstripping our resources, and those include preventative checks and positive checks. Preventative checks would have helped to reduce fertility, while positive checks would have helped to increase mortality. Examples of preventative checks include delayed marriage, moral restraint, and later reproduction. Please note that Robert Malthus was a religious person, and as such, he did not believe in birth control. He encouraged persons to do moral restraint. Positive checks, on the other hand, include famine, disease, and war. As such, not everybody would have agreed with the Malthus theory or universally accepted it. They believed that there could have been other measures to prevent population growth. Now, if you think about it, if population outspaces food, then we're going to be starving. Human beings will suffer, which will lead to more death and then lower living standards. Now, the idea of this happening can lead to severe suffering, and as such, population growth must be checked. However, the Malthusian theory suggests that technological improvements may push out the limit of suffering but cannot change the fundamental tendency of population growing and food not being able to provide for them, population at hand. Now, the Malthusian theory of population growth has been praised and criticized over the years. Malthusian theory has been used to justify a variety of policies and practices, including birth control, immigration, restrictions, and even genocide. Despite the controversy surrounding the Malthusian theory of population growth, it has always played an important role in shaping our understanding of the relationship between population growth, resource consumption, and environmental sustainability. What are some criticisms and limitations of the Malthusian theory? So, firstly, because of the Green Revolution, which is an increase in technological and agricultural innovations, we have seen an increase in food supply, which Malthus did not anticipate. Malthus did not see improvements in medicine, sanitation, and public health that would reduce mortality greatly. Now, the theory also assumes relatively static consumption patterns and resource use, but it does not fully account for human adaptability or redistribution. Even if total resources are sufficient, poor access or inequity might lead to local lies scarcity. Now, some argue the predictions of large scale famines or catastrophic resource shortages were overly pessimistic. Lastly, what we want you to remember throughout this video is that Malthusian theory said that the population will double at regular intervals while the food supply will only increase arithmetically, and as such, eventually the population will outgrow or outspace the food supply. However, Malthusian theory did not consider the fact that we have had so many innovations that would have led to us being able to provide more food, right? And then the criticisms of the Malthusian theory is that the Malthusian theory assumes that food production is limited. The Malthusian theory does not account for the impact of globalization and the fact that we can trade. So where there's shortages, we can trade for where there is excess. And then resource depletion is not inevitable, and the assumption that population growth is exponential is also flawed. Because if you notice, persons are having less children today, and population is decreasing in most countries. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching.